All right, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. It's 1 o'clock. Today we're just going to go through the first set of all three vinyasas. Not super slow, but then again, we're not going to do it super fast either. Then we're going to do some floor balancing, standing poses, and some hip openers. So we're showing up as our real authentic selves today, taking this exploration through ourselves, really. For Satya, truthfulness, be real. I found myself this weekend, going along with different things just to appease other people, make them happy or whatever. And I think a lot of the times as women and mothers, like we do that. We just go along doing things we don't want to do or we don't feel like doing. It's almost like it's our jobs. Like we're supposed to just worry about keeping our family happy and being peacemakers. So that's kind of some little self-exploration I've been doing lately, is like, who am I doing this for? And I mean, like, if I don't do this for them, is it going to traumatize or ruin, it's not that big of a deal most of the time, to where, like, even though you think like, oh, I'm going to be a huge disappointment and I'm really going to let these people down. And then when you finally get the courage to be like, actually, I don't feel like doing that. I don't think I'll go. I really wanted to stay home, or, whatever the situation is. And they're like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And it really doesn't even turn out to be that big of a deal. But if you're anything like me, I'm just like always worried about disappointing people or making them unhappy. But I have to remind myself constantly that their happiness is not my responsibility, that is their decision. We choose to be happy every day, regardless of the circumstances. So just a gentle reminder to, be really real with yourself, be authentic. And those that love you are going to love you no matter what. It's that it may not be as unconditional as we would like it to be. But, like I said, if they love you, they'll still love you, even if you don't always please them or make them happy. And then I was thinking too about like what we were talking in our Native Strength Revolution little Zoom meeting we had last week. A little bit of marketing about how to get ourselves out there. And I've always been so scared to like put myself out there. I'm the worst at marketing myself. I don't like a lot of attention. So I have a sense of humor, and in that, like, we would joke about it. Like someone was like, "You're super funny," and I'm like, "Thanks." It's the trauma, because Indians, if we're not laughing, we're crying. We'd rather you laugh with us than pity us. We'll just make a joke about some situation, even though we feel really strongly or hurt about it. We try to always just laugh it off. So that's kind of my way of like diverting the attention, I guess, off of me, is to just like be funny. But I'm like, super insecure about myself, like a lot of women are, which I'm working on. We're all a work in progress. But today I just decided, it's hot. I'm going to wear a tank top. I'm going to wear my leggings, because normally I'm trying to wear like baggy clothes where you can't really see, my body, and just trying to hide away, because you don't really see very many plus size yoga teachers. But I decided, I'm going to take up space for myself in my teaching practice. And, whatever that looks like, it might look like baggy clothes one day, but, if I feel like wearing a tank top or whatever, I don't want to like just weigh myself down with my insecurities. So I'm just going to let them go. They no longer serve me. I'm going to take up space here, finally and unapologetically, and be my real authentic self. So just a little bit of self-exploration of my own that I've been doing. And that's really what truthfulness is about. It starts like just like with nonviolence, it starts with ourselves. So, we can't really be truthful to others until we stop lying to ourselves and we show up as our real authentic selves. So, in that respect, we're going to practice that today. So we're going to be true, authentic, and do a little self-exploration here. We're going to start with our breath work. That time in, we take before our practice to do that. Really connects our mind and body, sets the tone for our whole class. So it's really important. I personally will never do a practice with, or even teach a class, without that initial time in breath work, just, kind of reconnecting with ourselves here. So we're going to do ocean breath, but we're going to be sitting down. So you can find yourself in any comfortable position seated. I'm going to sit on my block because it's kind of soggy here. It rained. Wonderful blessing we've received overnight here in Oklahoma. You're going to rest your hands just right on your thighs. And, if you kind of push on your hands, that's really going to encourage that tall, long spine here. And we're going to sit up straight, ground down through those sit bones. And on our inhale, we're just going to push our chest forward, kind of looking up. We're not really going to crank our neck back, just look up. Filling our belly with air. And it's kind of like we're squeezing our shoulder blades together. So it's like a seated cat-cow with our breath work. And then on our exhale, we're going to pull our shoulder blades apart, kind of looking down at our belly button. And then inhale. Sun feels good. And then exhale, going into our cat, our seated cat. Inhale, going up into our seated cow, pushing that chest out where it's open, opening our throat chakra. Exhale, pulling those shoulder blades apart, looking down at your belly button. And we're going to inhale back into that cow, really opening our chest here. And then exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat one last time. All right, then coming to neutral. Awesome. That felt really good in the sun. I haven't practiced outside in forever. It's been somewhat of our weather's always crazy and unpredictable here in Oklahoma. I'm going to try to drape my jacket over here to see if it'll block any wind. I don't want it to get in the way. All right, so you can make your way to the top of your mat for our first vinyasa, our sun salutation. So, just see if you can see me great. All right, so we're gonna ground down through our feet. Remember, imagining them as leg trunks, just rooted down into the earth.
We lost you.
Inhale, our arms up like branches, reaching for the sky.
Hey, your camera went off.
Oh dear. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're inhaling those arms up. Exhale to forward fold. Now your knees can be bent here in forward fold. They don't have to be straight. Just whatever feels good for you. The point here is to take that pressure off of your back and your neck. So just really letting your top half hang here. You can grab each elbow if you'd like. And then we're just gonna send our left foot back for runner's lunge. So you're really reaching that right hamstring up into the sky. You're on the ball of your right foot. And you want your knees stacked over your ankle on your left foot. Now let's send our other leg back for high plank. You want that core tight. You're gonna dome out your shoulders and you're gonna take it down for chaturanga. High plank, chaturanga, up dog. And then we're gonna exhale to down dog. First down dog, you can walk it out. Alternating, touching each heel to the mat. If both of your heels cannot touch the mat, that's fine. Down dog can be on the balls of our feet. Our knees can be bent. Whatever feels good to you. Your weight's gonna be in your pointer finger and thumb. Now let's send that right foot up and bring it through for runner's lunge. Now our left foot's gonna follow for forward fold. We're gonna bring our prayer hands to heart center. We're gonna round it up to Tadasana. Keeping those prayer hands active, pushing them towards one another. Taking it up to the sky. We're gonna clasp our hands together and release our pointer finger. Inhale, stretch that tall, straight spine to the sky. Then we're gonna exhale, drop our head, squeezing our glutes, going to our half moon back bend. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, forward fold. We're gonna do the same thing for our left side. So send that left foot back for runner's lunge. Right foot back for high plank. Take our chaturanga. High plank, chaturanga, up dog. Exhale to down dog. This time we're gonna send our left foot up, bringing it through for our runner's lunge. And then we're gonna bring our right foot up to meet it for forward fold. Pray your hands to heart center, round up, Tadasana. Bring those prayer hands up, releasing that index finger. Reaching from our hips, staying grounded through our feet. Exhale, drop your head back. Take another back bend, squeezing your glutes as you go back. Inhale, back to straight. Sorry about that. So on that, when you take your back bend and you keep trying to get back further and further, it just takes little sips of air, and that'll really help get you further back in your back bend. So that was the first set of our first vinyasa. Now we're going to do our second vinyasa, Chandra Namaskar, so moon salutation. So we're gonna inhale, sweeping our arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. So inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. This time when we look up and lengthen, leave your hands on the mat. Now you can hop it back to chaturanga, or you can just walk it back to your high plank. And then we're gonna take a chaturanga, high plank, chaturanga, up dog. Exhale to down dog. All right, so now we're going to send our right foot up, bringing it through for crescent lunge. So on our crescent lunge here, we want our feet to be on railroad tracks. They're not going to be in a straight line. Bring your hands to your hips, coming up, getting low in that lunge. Bringing your arms up, shoulders are relaxed, they're not up by our ears. And getting lower, lower. Holding it there. Breathing in, getting lower. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna drop that right knee to the mat. I'm sorry, left knee to the mat. We're gonna send our hands up, releasing our pointer finger. Inhale, tall spine, and we're gonna exhale, chin to chest. Come back up. And then we're going to drop our head back and take another back bend. Oh, just switch. Inhale, come back up. Bringing our hands to the mat, sending that right foot back. Now we're gonna do the same thing for the other side. So inhale, left leg up, bringing that foot through. Remember, they're on railroad tracks. Hands to hips, come up. And just get really low in this lunge, holding it, bringing those arms up. Getting lower, holding it there. Breathing. All right, let's go ahead and drop that right knee. Clasping our hands together, releasing our pointer finger. Inhale that tall, straight spine. Exhale, bringing your chin to your chest, touching those pointer fingers to the ground, coming back up. Inhale, tall, straight spine again. We're gonna drop our head and take our back bend. Inhale, come back up. Releasing our hands to the mat, pushing that foot back into down dog. So from here, you can hop it forward or you can walk it forward to forward fold. Pray your hands to your chest. Round up to Tadasana. All right, so now we're gonna do our third vinyasa. So coming or staying at the top of your mat, rounding down through your feet, inhaling those arms up, reaching through your hips, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen, making that back flat. And then we're gonna exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Now from this look up position, you can hop it back to chaturanga, or you can step it back to high plank. And take a chaturanga, high plank, chaturanga, up dog. Exhale to down dog. So this time we're gonna send our right foot up, bringing it through, spin that left foot out. So it's facing left, our toes are pointing left. And then we're gonna windmill our arms open. Gazing over your front fingertips, really putting the weight in the outside of your left foot. Good job. So we're gonna gaze over our back fingertips here. Open up our palms to the front, and we're just gonna tilt to triangle. Looking up at those left hands, left fingers, reaching them to the sky while our right fingertips reach to the ground. Take a couple more breaths here. All right, let's windmill those hands back to the mat, stepping back to down dog. All right, we're gonna do the same thing for our left side. So send that left foot up, bringing it through. Spin that right foot out this time. So your right toes are gonna be pointing to the right. Your weight's gonna be in the outside of your right foot. We're gonna windmill those arms open. Looking over your front fingertips. Then we're gonna gaze over our back fingertips. Open our palms to the front and tilt into our triangle. Reaching our fingertips up to the sky and down to the ground. And we're gonna push that right knee out with your, push that left knee out with your left elbow. Really feeling that stretch. Couple more breaths here. All right, let's windmill it down. Hands back to the mat. Push that foot back to down dog. All right, from here, you will need a block. Well, you don't have to. You can have a water bottle, as long as it's sturdy, a block, or you can just use your shin. So from down dog, we're just gonna lift our right foot up and flex it. So really flexing that foot. And then we're going to point our toes and stack our hips. So that right foot is gonna be right over the left. Sorry, that right hip will be right over your left hip. And then flex it, coming back to neutral. And then you're gonna put your right foot right underneath your heart. And this is where you can use your block. So your left foot's gonna turn out to the corner of the room. Your right foot's facing forward. Our hands are coming to our hips. And we're just gonna come straight up, hinging from the hips so our back will stay straight. So your right hand is gonna go on your lower back. Bring that left hand to the sky, hinging forward from those hips. You could use your block, you could use your shin. If you have a water bottle, you can use your water bottle, whatever works. And then we're gonna look over our right shoulder. If our shoulders are stacked and it's in our practice today, we can bring that right arm up. And you wanna kind of tornado your upper inner thighs together, making sure that your hips stay as straight as you can get them. All right, let's bring our hands back to the mat. And we're gonna do the same thing for our left side. So bringing that left foot up, keeping it flexed. Your weight's gonna be evenly distributed between both arms here. And remember, you want it in your pointer finger and thumb to take that pressure off your wrists. And then go ahead and stack the hips and point the toe. Opening up to the left side. Then bringing that foot back to flexed. And you're going to bring it right underneath your chest. Remember, you're gonna kind of spin that right side out to face the corner of the room if you're in a room. So if you wanna use your block, bringing your hands to your hips, coming up. So this time our left hand's gonna go on our lower back, reaching that right hand up, and then hinging from the hips, keeping that back straight. Looking over your left shoulder this time. Now, if your shoulders are stacked and it feels good, go ahead and bring that left arm up. Remember, you want to tornado those thighs together, really twisting them together to keep those hips straight. Couple of breaths here. Sun feels amazing on my face. All right, let's go ahead and bring those hands back to the mat. Bring that foot back to down dog. We're gonna walk it forward. And then bring our hands to heart center, round up Tadasana. So that's basically our warm up. Now what we're gonna do is some balancing poses. So go ahead and stand at the top of your mat with your feet together. We're gonna inhale, our arms up. And when we exhale, we're just gonna take a big step to open our legs wide, bringing our arms to a T. And then we're going to fold forward. Bringing your hands to the ground, go ahead and walk them forward for a wide leg down dog. Taking a couple breaths here. And then go ahead and start walking your hands back. You can bring a little bend in your knees, bringing your hands back to a T, coming back. Now this time, if you want to use a strap or a sock or a block, you can, or you can just simply grasp your hands together as long as your palms stay touching. If it's like this, go ahead and use a strap or a block. So you want your palms touching here. We're gonna stay in this wide leg down dog. Inhaling that spine tall to the sky. Exhaling to folding forward. And then just bringing, if you have your hands in a fist or clasped together, just bringing it up as much as you can as you fold forward, making sure that your palms stay together. But like I said, if you want to use a strap, it's just going to be the same thing. But obviously, they can come up more. Really getting that good shoulder stretch. Going forward, bringing them up. Good job, Josie. Awesome. You guys are doing great. All right, now putting that bend in your knees, bringing it, your hands down to your, and then we're just gonna come back up. So go ahead and bring your hands back out to a T. Inhale that tall spine. Exhale, fold forward. This time you're gonna grab your ankles and you're just gonna pull yourself towards your legs, trying to reach the top of your head to the ground. So really pulling them elbows in to your knees or calves. And if you can touch your crown of your head to the ground, go ahead and bring your legs a little bit closer together. So the goal is to stretch. It's not the contact with the ground. So if you get real close, and just bring your feet a little bit together and keep stretching. Couple more breaths. All right, go ahead and bend those knees, bring those arms up, and come back up. Put a bend in that, whatever foot is out, really put a bend in it, and then inhale, bringing those feet together. Exhale, hands by your side. All right, so that was one of our standing poses. Now we're gonna go ahead and do a balancing pose. I'm not on a great ground to be balancing on, but I'm gonna try it anyway. So what we're gonna do is a dancer pose. So if you wanna come off of your mat, if you have a hard, stable floor to stand on, it might be easier to balance off of your mat. What we're gonna do is bring our right hand out in front of us, really grounding down through our left foot here. We're going to just keep our hand till it's right behind us, bring it like diagonally behind us, and then we're gonna drop it. Grabbing our, let's see, our right foot and that little crook between, your shin and where your foot is. And then we're going to inhale our left hand up, and you want to keep your knees together. And then on your exhale, just reach that hand forward and kick that right foot back. And if you fall out of it, just keep trying. Keep kicking that foot up and back. Keep reaching forward with those fingertips. Find your drishti, your focal point. And like I said, if you fall, just keep trying. Do it again. Um, Kicking that foot back, reaching those fingertips forward. Kick, 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 stretch. And then bring it down. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So we're going to bring our left hand out in front of us. Let me do the side view this time. Then let it drop behind us as we reach for that left foot. Bringing our right arm up, keeping our knees somewhat together, and then exhaling it forward. Taking that left foot up and back. Really grounding down through that right foot. Kick back, reach forward, kick back, reach forward. Keep kicking. And again, if you lose your balance, just keep on keeping on. The more we practice it, the easier you'll get. And let's be real, yoga will never be easy, but we'll be more comfortable with our own practice the more we practice. All right, awesome. Awesome job. I think any kind of effort you give your balancing poses is going to be good effort. Like I said, if you fall out of it or lose your balance, just get right back on in it. Just keep it on, keep it going. It'll get better. You'll get stronger. Preston, some of you may know, is part of NSR. He's a dancer. And in our training, he told us in dancing, they always refer to their shark teeth. So it's like this is like your top jaw, and then this is your bottom jaw. And so whenever you're like doing balancing poses, just try to close those shark teeth. So you're clenching those shark teeth together. A tight body is a light body. It'll be easier to balance if you're just really engaging that core. So keep that in mind. It'll really help your balancing poses. And now we're going to make our way to our mat, and we're going to do some floor work. So go ahead and lay on your back, and we're just going to bring the soles of our feet together for Reclining Goddess, letting those knees fall open. You can rest your hands on the inside of your thighs just to encourage that stretch to go deeper. Take a couple breaths here. Your mind will probably want to wander off about the things you have to do today, or maybe work tomorrow, but just try to come back to your breath. Let your breath transport you back to the present moment. Try not to wander. All right, let's bring our knees back together, and we're going to release our left foot, left leg to the mat. Go ahead and flex it, bringing your calf to the ground. Then we're going to clasp our hands together, and we're going to grab just a couple of inches below our knee, and we're going to really pull that knee into us, massaging that ascending colon. Really good for your digestive system. So even though you do get a stretch from this, it's more about the compression here of your organs than anything. So keep those elbows in tight, keep that neck on the ground, and with every exhale, just pull that knee in more and more. All right, let's go ahead and release that right leg to the mat. Flex that foot so your calf's on the ground. And then we're going to grab our left knee a couple inches below the knee, really pulling it towards our chest. Remember, your neck's flat on the ground, your elbows are in. This time we're going to be giving our little descending colon a massage. Remember, it's about that compression, so bring that knee in with every exhale. These clouds are gorgeous today. Bring it in a little bit more. Couple more breaths here. And release. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring both of our knees to our chest. If you can grab your elbows, grab your wrists, grab your fingers, or if you just need to grab each shin, whatever works for you. I'm grabbing my fingers, and then you can just rock back and forth here, giving that spine a nice little massage. Really bringing those knees into your chest too. All right, let's go ahead and release those legs to the floor. And we're gonna do some work on our core. So what you're gonna do is you're going to clasp your hands together behind your head, and you're gonna make like a little helmet. So your elbows are gonna come up, and it's almost like earmuffs here. So your bicep or your forearms, biceps covering your ears. Bring those feet up to the sky, and we're just going to lift our shoulder blades off the ground here. Go ahead and do that 10 times. And when you're done, you can release your elbows back to the mat, keeping your feet up. So basically just 10 crunches. And then we're gonna do kind of a reverse crunch here. We're just gonna lift our tailbone off the ground, and we're gonna do that 10 times. And once we've done that 10 times, we're gonna put our little earmuffs back on, and we're gonna lift at the same time our shoulders off the mat and our tailbone off the mat. All right, now we're gonna do our foot to knee pose. So bringing your right foot to your left knee. And you're just gonna reach through, grab the back of your left thigh, pushing your right knee out with your right elbow, neck flat on the ground. You're just gonna bring your left knee in. So pulling that left knee towards your chest while pushing that right knee out with your elbow. Really feeling that stretch. Good job. Couple more breaths. Stretching more. All right, let's go ahead and release that right foot back to the ground. This time we're gonna bring our left foot to our right knee, reaching through, grabbing the back of our right thigh as we push our left knee out with our left elbow, bringing that right knee towards our chest. Remember, you want your neck flat on the ground, So if you got to bring your chin to your chest a little bit, just to make sure that neck is flat on the ground here. Every exhale, just try to bring that knee in a little bit closer. You want your feet flexed, really encouraging that stretch. Couple more breaths here. All right, go ahead and release those feet to the ground. Now we're gonna do our right foot on our left knee again, and then you're gonna heel toe your left foot outside of your mat, dropping your knee down, your left knee down. So your left knee, your left hip, and your left shoulder are gonna be in a straight line. And you're just gonna reach that left hand up above your head and rest it on the ground. Really bringing that stretch to the entire left side. Taking a couple breaths here. This stretch always felt really good whenever my shoulders were really tensed or tightened. It was one of my favorite because I had had a little sprain in my shoulder during my teacher training. I was doing chaturangas wrong, and this was one of my favorite poses. Really brought that relief and that stretch to my shoulders. And it's really one that I did not expect to feel in my shoulders as much as I did. All right, let's go ahead and bring the arm up, bring that knee up, heel toe back to your mat, releasing your right foot to the floor. We're gonna bring our left foot on our right knee, and we're gonna heel toe our right foot outside of our mat. Bring that knee down. So your knee, your hip, and your shoulder are in one straight line. And we're just gonna bring that right arm and rest it on the ground above our head. Just stretching that entire right side here. Kind of looking like a broken doll. Remember, come back to your breath if you start to wonder. Check in with your body, notice any sensations you may be feeling, and make a mental note of that. Maybe you want to show that spot a little bit of TLC later with some ice or heat. All right, let's go ahead and bring our arm back up, lifting that knee up, heel toeing our foot back to the mat. Bringing both feet down. Now we're gonna make our arms a T right beside us. We're gonna bring our knees into our chest, and we're gonna drop them to the right. Now remember to encourage that stretch a little more. You can always take your right hand and grab that left knee before you look over your left shoulder. Giving that spine a little twist today. Twists are said to be detoxifying, so let's really prepare ourselves for the week. And another Monday ahead of us. Couple more breaths here. All right, let's bring our knees back to our chest. And this time we're gonna drop them to our left. Again, you can use your left hand to grab your right knee, looking over your right shoulder. Getting twisted like your auntie's tea. Hey, Sharon, I'm just saying. Couple more breaths here. Just because it feels really good. All right, go ahead and bring your knees back to the center, releasing your feet to the mat. Now we're gonna make our way to a seated position. Oh yeah, okay, never mind, just kidding. First, we're gonna do some hip exploration before we do our hip openers. So what we're gonna do is spread our feet a little wider than shoulder width. And you're gonna come down into a squat. So from here, just really opening up that hip flexor, I want you to kind of twist your foot out and bring your knee down. So we're just gonna twist it out, bringing that knee down. We're gonna do that a few times on each side. And you know, whenever you do that, you don't have to bring your knee all the way to the ground, but it's really gonna open that hip flexor for you. Before we go into our hip openers. So your toes are gonna be facing forward, one spins out, bringing it in. Let's do it one more time on each side. All right, so now what we're gonna do is stepping out wide again, coming down to a side lunge. So you're gonna come down to your right side, and then you're just gonna bring your hands down, walk it forward till you're doing a side lunge on the opposite side, coming straight up. So now we're gonna start with our left side. So side lunge on your left, hands down, walking it forward, almost like a wide leg plank. Walking it to a right lunge, right side lunge, then coming straight up. We're gonna do it again on our right side. So side lunge on your right, hands down, walking it forward, walking it back. So you're to side lunge on your left, stepping it up. So doing it again on our left side, side lunge, hands down, walk it forward, side lunge. We're gonna come back up. All right, let's do that one more time. On our right side, side lunge, walking it forward, side lunge. And then one more time on our left side, side lunge, walk it forward, and then side lunge again. All right, so this last one, which I guess I should have done first. You're gonna come to your back again. You're just gonna bring that knee into your chest, and then with your leg, guide it towards the ground to a circle, then straighten it back up and lay it down. Now we're gonna do the opposite of that. So bringing that knee out to your side, and then to your chest, and then bringing it down. So you're really doing a lot of exploration of your hips here. Let's do the left side. So bringing it to our chest, then guiding it towards the ground, then guiding it to straighten leg on the ground. So once our left leg's on the ground and straight, we're going to open that leg back up, bringing our knee to our left side, and then bringing it into our chest and straightening it back out. Let's do the right side again. So right knee to chest, then bring it towards the ground to your right side, and then straighten it out. And then again, we're gonna bring it back out to the ground on our right side, and then bring it in to our chest, and then put it back down. So left knee to your chest, then bring it to the ground, and then straighten it out. And then doing the opposite, bringing that left knee out to our left side towards the ground, and then to our chest. So really rolling it. Let's try to do it a little bit faster. Right side, chest, down, straight. Then we're gonna go ground out to the right, chest, straight. So we're gonna bring our left knee to our chest, ground, straight. And then we're gonna go ground, chest, straight. All right. Okay, now we can find our way to a seated position. We did some hip exploration. Now let's do some hip openers. So our first one is a 90-90. And it's called that because your legs are basically just in a 90-degree angle. So you're gonna use your mat as a guide.
We lost you again.
Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Okay, so your mat's gonna be a guide to help you get your legs in a 90-degree angle. So you're gonna line that shin up with the front of your mat, and then you're gonna line your thigh up with the top or end of your mat, however you're sitting on it. And once you get that in a good 90-degree angle, as much as you can, you're gonna bring that left foot, and you wanna put that ankle on like the meaty part of your thigh, because it's gonna kind of dig in a little bit. And just try to rearrange and arrange until you get a good 90-degree angle on both. Now, once you got that 90-degree angle, you're gonna bring your hands kind of behind you, just kind of pushing yourselves forward, your spine tall, straight, crown of the head, reaching to the sky. Inhale, sit up tall. And then on our exhale, we're just gonna tilt forward. Really feeling that stretch. This is one of those postures that looks super easy to do until you're doing it. And then you're like, oh my goodness, this is a good one. Really opening those hips, tilt a little bit more. Coming back to your breath. Breathe and tilt. Breathe and tilt and release. All right, let's bring our feet out in front of us and just kind of windshield those legs. Back and forth here. And we're gonna do the other side. So this time we're gonna start with our left foot on the mat, our left leg, really lining it up, using our mat as a guide here. Bringing that right one on top. And mine always look different. I feel like whenever my left or my right's on bottom, my foot doesn't hang off as much, but you see, in order to get my right leg, my right leg into a 90-degree angle, my foot's like hanging way off. So it might look a little different on each side. That's okay. So remember, once you get those 90-degree angles, you're gonna sit up tall, reaching the crown of your head up to the sky. Inhaling that tall spine, exhale, then you're just gonna tip forward. Breathing through it. And your back is gonna be straight here. So we're just tipping forward, like hinging from our hips. Keeping our back straight, our spine long. Couple more breaths. Tipping forward a little bit more if we can stand it. You know your body. You want to push yourself, but don't hurt yourself. All right, and release. Let's windshield wiper those legs again. All right, so now we're going to do, let's see, pick a good hip opener. We don't have very much time left, so we'll probably just do one more hip opener. All right, so let's do pigeon. Pigeon's a good one. So we're gonna start in down dog. If you need a prop, you can grab a pillow, blanket, towel, block, whatever you need to help you in this posture. So we're gonna send our right foot up, and we're gonna bring our right foot to our left hand and our right knee to our right hand. Our left leg is gonna be straight behind us, and we're just gonna come down however we can. Like I said, if you want a pillow, maybe that'll help you to support your head and chest, or you can put a block underneath your right glute. whatever helps you in this posture. And you know, with Pigeon, the longer you stay in it, the more benefits it'll have. So really getting down low in your Pigeon here, as low as you can. You can use your block to rest your head on. I always try to do it at different levels. So at first I'll do it the tallest it can go. And then maybe after 30 seconds, I'll do it like this. And then another 30 seconds go by, I'll bring it lower. And then after 30 seconds, another 30 seconds, I try to get rid of that block. So I just gradually kind of bringing myself down lower to the ground until I can rest it on my arms. Remember, coming back to your breath. If the pose gets a little uncomfortable or difficult, just finding that breath, staying with it. Good job. Couple more breaths here. All right, now we're just going to push ourselves up with our hands, pushing the earth away from us, bringing that ball of your left foot back to the ground, pushing ourselves into down dog. You can go ahead and walk it out, stretching that leg out. And then we're going to do the same thing for our left side. So left foot in the air, bringing it through, coming down into your Pigeon. Be really grounded here in this posture. Try to sink or melt into the earth as much as you can. Again, if you need a block, maybe under your glute to help support you in this posture, you can do that. Or you can have it under your head here. Anyway, that really helps you get the most out of this posture without hurting yourself. Couple more breaths here. All right, go ahead and use your hands, push yourselves up, pushing the earth away from you. Bringing your right foot to meet the ground again. Pushing yourselves into down dog. I'm gonna walk it out. Then we're gonna take our final Savasana. So making your way to your back. We're gonna let our feet fall open, relaxing our hips. Let our hands fall open, relaxing our shoulders. Keeping your teeth apart, but your lips together, relaxing your jaw. Letting your eyes gently close. Coming back to our breath. And just like Pigeon, the longer we can stay in this posture, the more benefits we'll have. So practicing truthfulness, I feel like, is almost an awakening within ourselves. Being real with ourselves, being our authentic selves, even when it's not easy to do that, especially when it's not easy to do that. But you just really need to show up for yourself before you can show up for other people. And that's something that took me 34 years to really understand. And I'm a forever student. I'm a work in progress, and it'll be like that for the rest of my life. And I accept that. We're going to make mistakes. But this week, I encourage you to take the time to take it slow with yourself. So that way you don't have to go back and correct mistakes, just really take your time with yourself to try to do things, right the first time. You don't have to go back, but also to let go of things that no longer serve you. Maybe you have something that you've been doing out of habit for years and you just keep doing it because it's a habit, but it really doesn't bring you any type of joy or has no real benefit in your life. Really do some self-exploration here and try to figure out what it is, because I think we all have things that are like that, where, we don't even know why we're doing them anymore. We just do them because we've always done them. So if it no longer serves you in any capacity, then let it go. We don't have much time. We don't have, especially like I said, as women, mothers, teachers, our minutes, our time is so precious. It's so valuable. Don't waste it on things, that don't benefit you in some sort. Really try to dive deep here and be true to yourself about what those things are. And they may bring us instant gratification, but leave us feeling regretful or remorseful later. So if we're really, honest with ourselves, we'll know, like, that really doesn't serve me, and I've been doing it out of habit. And even though I feel happy, it's not, I don't feel like it's a true happiness. Maybe, for example, like they say that your self-destructive behavior is linked to your love language. So doing some exploration on that, my self-destructive behavior would be binging. So whether that be binge shopping, binge eating, binging on Netflix, or, even binge drinking. So at the time, those things seem to make me happy. But if I really dive deep and think about it, like, I'm 100% of the time avoiding something else. So it's not those things that's making me happy, it's the avoidance. So it's a lot. And then my love language would be to spoil people, whether it be with gifts, time, attention. So yeah, let's just practice truthfulness with ourselves this week, and let go of what no longer serves us. So if you want to go ahead and take any final stretches, bring your arms up over your head, stretching long, pointing those toes, stretching them, making your body just long and taking up as much space as you can here. Then bring that right arm above your head, rolling over to your right side, using it as a pillow, taking a couple breaths there. Then pushing ourselves up into a seated position. You can keep your eyes closed if you'd like. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Inhaling that spine tall and straight, grounding down through your sit bones. Exhaling through your mouth with attention. Bringing our hands to heart center. Bowing forward in gratitude to this class, this practice, and to yourselves for showing up today. I hope you all have a wonderful week. If you're in your little self-explorations, being true to yourselves. Namaste.